Dean Hartzell, the convocation has gathered.
Please be seated. Good afternoon. This is a festive occasion. Good afternoon. I am Jay Hartzell, Dean of the McCombs School of Business. It is my honor and pleasure to welcome our fall 2017 graduating class and their families and friends to this commencement ceremony. Graduates, when you first arrived at UT, you came with hopes of earning a first-rate business education and launching a bright future. We, on the faculty and staff of the McCombs School, hoped that you would be dedicated students, that you would display noble characteristics of curiosity, compassion, and leadership, that you would demonstrate initiative and an entrepreneurial spirit, and that you would maintain the highest of ethical standards. I'm pleased to say that you've exceeded our expectations in every respect. We are very proud of you and delighted to have you carry forth the reputations of both the McCombs School of Business and the University of Texas at Austin into the world. I would now like to introduce our commencement marshals, J.J. Wickenburg, who is a lecturer in the Department of Management, and yes, and Stephen Smith, Senior Director in the Masters of Professional Accounting program and lecturer in the Department of Accounting. This year's student speaker is Sean Dunbar Sellers. Sean is a business honors, finance, and Plan 2 major, originally from Cypress, Texas. Sean has dedicated much of his time to serving the university in various student leadership roles, including president of the Undergraduate Business Council, co-founder of the Texas Society for Policy and Enterprise, and president of the Texas Global Business and Microfinance Organization. Outside of the 40 acres, Sean enjoys distance running, reading, traveling, and listening to stand-up comedy. After graduating, Sean will be working in Dallas for Deloitte's Strategy and Consulting Group. He later plans to pursue graduate school. Here to deliver the class message is Sean Dunbar Sellers.
Thank you. All right. Thank you, Dean Hartzell. And thank you, fellow graduates. You all look so great today. I love the robes. It's a very nice touch. I'm quite enjoying mine as well. But I wanted to start by thanking everyone for coming out to the McCombs Fall 2017 graduation commencement ceremony. Woo! Now, I can only assume that many of you only came to hear my little speech, so I invite you to take it in. It's at least what I'm going to tell myself. But we have quite a motley group here today. We have master's students, so let's hear it for our master's students real quick. Master's students. Of course, the day wouldn't be complete without our early graduates. Early graduates, give a little round of applause. And myself included, we have the best for last, the unearly graduates. Give yourselves a round of applause. Loud and proud. But regardless of your situation and its effect on the four-year graduation rate, you've all made it. Congratulations, and give yourselves all one big hand. A little spoiler alert, my speech is going to consist of 10 minutes of me telling you to give yourselves a hand, so get excited. Many of you are very lucky to be joined here today by many well-wishers. We have our professors, our friends, significant others, adoring family, and other family members who aren't so adoring but felt obligated to come regardless. They all love you so much that they're going to sit here for an hour and a half just to hear your name called once and post a picture with you on Facebook. Forgot that part. I added that part later. Yes, you've all made it. This is what it feels like to be at the top. And rightfully so, I bet you're probably asking yourselves, who are you? Why are you speaking? And I'm sure many of you have assumed things. You probably assume that, oh, well, that's probably the valedictorian, you know. That's how they do these things. What knowledge he probably has to share with us. But you shouldn't assume, because that's not the case. Or maybe he was president of the university. What an honor, a true leader of leaders. Also not the case. Maybe he's overcome a great challenge and has many lessons to share from it. Maybe he summited Everest or was raised by bears or something like that. But yet no again. In terms of challenges, I have slept in McCombs a great number of times, but that was a very small component of the criteria for selection to speak. No, I wish I had some amazing story of personal triumph to share with you today, but while I've been kind of involved around campus and I think I've made my impacts here and there, I'm unfortunately not too special. My story is that I was born in the untamed suburbs of West Houston before, at a young age, I made the tumultuous journey to the suburbs of Northwest Houston. This journey was not for the faint of heart, and statistically, I should not be standing in front of you today. But I overcame a great number of challenges. You see, my parents, my aunts, my uncles, my cousins, and even my own sister were not lucky enough to be presented with the kind of opportunities I've had today. You see, every single one of them attended Texas A&M. Yes, Texas agricultural and mechanical. And while that's all good, I had dreams of the non-agricultural and mechanical sort. Yes, yes, boo agriculture, we'll starve before we thank them. Yes, I dreamed that one day, with great perseverance, I could major in the noble profession of finance, America's 189th most respected profession. One spot behind used car salesmen and just one spot in front of members of the United States Congress. Now, all jokes aside, I say that to illustrate that, especially by origin, I'm definitely not that special. And unfortunately, I'm no Olympic athlete or child protege. I've been given a remarkable opportunity by attending this university, and specifically this school. Through the professors I've learned from, the fellow students I've bonded with, and the visiting entrepreneurs I've heard speak, I've been given the chance to expand my horizons beyond what I ever thought was possible. I honestly look back sometimes when I started college and think, wow, I was really dumb. And I think, wow, I didn't know anything at all. But now it's a little bit better. While I know that many of you were definitely infinitely more talented than me, nevertheless, McCombs has opened to you the doors of many opportunities. This is one of the top 5 business schools in the nation, and the best accounting program in the entire nation since the 90s. Statistics like, yeah, you can give yourselves a hand, I don't mind. Statistics like these are refreshing to see, but they really don't tell the full story of everything that goes on here. I've seen friends in business do everything under the sun. Some are in medical school, training to be doctors, to help people directly. Others in law school are upholding the ethics and values of society through the legal system. And a great number of them are business professionals who are going to help start and build the firms and technologies which will propel our nation and people across the globe into good jobs and fulfilling lives. The concepts we've learned here have taught us the complexities of the market, the skills we need to run dynamic organizations, and the laws we must uphold to maintain a business environment free of fraud, corruption, and abuse. I think of the impact I've seen just one of my friends make, and I multiply that by the scores of other great people I've met here, and the result, the product, it's really something beautiful. No matter what's going on in the news or what's going on in the world, I feel very grateful to be here because I see something special is going on, and that makes me hopeful for the future. Longhorns, there is so much we can do to improve our country and our world. So I urge you all with the same message I've been telling myself since thinking about graduating. Do not get lost in the weeds on the way to being the change you want to see. Transitioning into the real world will, no doubt, be a shakeup. For most of us, our whole lives have been fairly structured. We've had some choices to make. You know, where do I go to college? What do I study? What kind of activities do I get involved in, et cetera? But for most of us, this has come with a natural sense of progression, you know. Grade 1 to grade 2, elementary to middle school to high school to college, but now the path is a little less clear. Fortunately, McCombs has taught us a great number of lessons. No, we probably won't remember the actual nuts and bolts of our classes 5 years from now, but college is not about learning everything you'll ever need to learn in 4 years. No, it's about cultivating our minds so that we can learn for ourselves for a lifetime. It's about training us how to work and sometimes lead others. It's about ingraining in us a sense of character and purpose that will help us to overcome the challenges that life will no doubt throw at us. Our time here has taught us deeper lessons. Now I'm young, and much of my experience and outlook has yet to be tempered and hardened by the real realities of real life. but professors, staff, and other mentors who have themselves seen so much have taught me a great number of lessons. To finish out, I'd like to share a few of those with you as we go forth out, prepare you as we go forth out into these graduation halls and into the world. First, take failure in stride. For driven people like ourselves, failure can be disorienting. Whatever the source of your consternation, step back and stop thinking about mistakes and past decisions. Focus only on where you are now and where you want to be tomorrow. Try to win every single day, and if you don't win one, there's always the next day. Second, and related, make plans for the long term, but focus on the daily. Rome wasn't built in a day, and successful people didn't become that way either, overnight. Small daily changes are the way to bring about real transformations. Break down your long-term goals into daily activities that, in aggregate, will lead you to accomplishment. Commitment is key here. Commit to something small for an hour or two a day, and over the course of a year or more, you'll have made some serious change in your life. To quote the English novelist George Eliot, "It's never too late to be what you might have been." Third, nothing in our man-made world is the result of happenstance. It is all the deliberate work of men and women such as yourselves who put their heads to a problem. Everything you see around you was invented and built, from the lights and the fixtures in this auditorium to each academic subject we're getting a degree in. Even this university, the University of Texas at Austin. We think of this university as just being something eternal and always existing, but no, somebody had to build it. Think about that. People had to get together and think about establishing this. It went up brick by brick, student by student. All now ubiquitous things are the work of deliberate action. Google, perhaps the most ubiquitous company out there, is just over 20 years old. We are all older than it. This doesn't just apply to companies. Look at the circumstances we live in today. Just 70 years ago, well within the age range of many of us alive today, black kids wouldn't even be allowed to go to the same schools as white kids. Globally, the number of people living in absolute poverty has fallen by more than half since 1980, despite huge population growths that added 3 billion people to our world. We keep hearing about the same problems in our world as if they're intractable, but they really aren't. Big changes can happen in our lifetimes, but it takes deliberate action from people like us. Action and dramatic change is not just the domain of the rich, the famous, and the powerful. It's the result of work done by people like you who see a problem and take deliberate steps to fix it. Finally, the last point I want to make is that our lives are tragically short. A fourth or a fifth of our lives may have already passed, maybe more. It's a really disturbing thought, but it's also powerful and maybe even liberating. It means that most of what we worry about day to day really does not matter. Why waste time being upset that things didn't work out? And why waste time on things you aren't truly passionate about? It's been said that one of the great tragedies in life is that it takes getting old to figure out what you want to do. But once you're old, you're too tired and frail to do that thing for a long time. Not calling out anyone. I hope to be old myself one day. Don't make this mistake. Think about what you want your impact in our world to be. Our time on this earth may pass, but the institutions we've built, the ideas we've had, and the people we've helped, those all live on. Focus on what's truly long-term. Look, McCombs has taught us a lot, and we've been absolutely privileged to have this experience and the exposure that it's granted us. And because of it, we're going to be granted opportunities that can fill our lives with wonderful adventures. And this is great for us, but never lose sight of those who sacrificed to help get you here. Parents who've worked their whole lives to help raise, feed, clothe, and further us. Generous alumni and friends of the university who may have funded many of our educations. Professors who will go home to their families late just to stay a couple of hours with us to make sure we understand concepts. Think of them and do them justice with your actions going forward. Lastly, Longhorns, what starts here changes the world. This is not only a rallying cry, but a burden of responsibility to make the world a better place. We've got many bright years in front of us, so let's get out there and make that motto a reality. Thank you, hook 'em horns, and congratulations.
Thank you, Sean, although I don't know what to think necessarily. I feel old and frail. And I realize my PhD is in the 189th most admired profession.
I made that up. So.
Okay. He said he made that up. That makes me feel a little better. So today's distinguished commencement speaker is the CEO and founder for T3, the think tank Gay Gaddis. At the risk of going a bit off script, I want to let you know that we got her bio and have a full and deserved introduction for Gay, but I thought about it and thought what my initial reaction was when I first met Gay, and I came out of that meeting thinking, wow, she's awesome. I don't think that's necessarily a full enough bio, so I'll go through the rest of it, but I think you'll get a sense for what I meant. Ms. Gaddis started her company after cashing in a $16,000 IRA. Today, T3 has offices nationwide and creates innovative digital marketing programs for Fortune 200 clients. T3 is a top-ranked innovation firm and one of the largest agencies owned by a woman in the U.S. Gay has been recognized for the unique family-friendly policies she initiated at T3. Gay serves on the board of directors for Monotype Imaging Holdings, Inc., sits on the Dean's Advisory Council to the University of Texas's McCombs School of Business, is the first female chairman of the Texas Business Leadership Council, and is former chairman of the Committee of 200, C200, a top women's business organization that advances women's leadership in business. She's also a board member of the Foundation for a Globally Competitive Texas. An active spokesperson, writer, and artist, Gay is a regular contributor to Forbes and part of Fortune's Most Powerful Women Insider Network. She's received numerous awards and honors, including Fast Company's Top 25 Women in Business Builders and Inc. Magazine's Top 10 Entrepreneurs of the Year, and C200's Luminary Award for Entrepreneurial Excellence. She and her husband own and operate the historic Double Heart Ranch in the Texas Hill Country. Her bold Texas landscape paintings have hung in the New York City galleries and shows there, and have earned distinction by Texas Monthly Magazine of one of the top 10 artists to collect now. Gay graduated in 1977 from the University of Texas at Austin with a BFA in studio art. Please join me in welcoming Ms. Gay Gaddis.
Wow, that was really nice, Jay. Thank you so much to Dean Hartzell for inviting me to be here with you today. It is just an honor and privilege to look out at this wonderful group of students that's going to change the world. And I'm here to tell you that when I got here, and I wish he hadn't said the year that I graduated, that dated me quite a bit, but I did get here a few years ago, and I was just absolutely inspired by this campus. Now, you have to understand that I came from a very small little town in East Texas that's called Liberty, Texas, with less than 10,000 people. And when I arrived and marched into the Memorial Stadium, football stadium over there, I looked around and I went, wow, we could get the population of Liberty at least 10 times in this one stadium. And it was just always amazing to me that I was in this big world all of a sudden. Well, I wanted to start off with a little thoughts around Mark Twain. Mark Twain is one of my favorite authors because when you read his books and you read his words, you immediately relate to his intellect and his wit. So here's a simple little quote that was attributed to him. I still can't find that it actually was his, but I think it was. And he said, "I have never let schooling interfere with my education." And let me say that again. I have never let schooling interfere with my education. Today is the day that you are in charge of the rest of your education. Wonderful faculty, wonderful people here all your life since kindergarten or pre-K have guided you through curriculums. They told you how many hours of English to take, how many math credits you needed, what tests you had to take, and where you had to excel. And you did that, and you achieved. But now you're in charge, and you get to write the most exciting curriculum, and it's called The Rest of Your Life with Curiosity and Learning. Now, I have some very good news for you today. There's only one thing that I'm going to tell you that you really need to take away today. So this is going to be easy. This isn't one of those speeches where I'm going to tell you this, 1, 2, 3, and then we're going to do another 1, 2, 3. This is a one thing. Now, I'm going to say some other stuff, but listen to this. I'm very happy to tell you that the one thing that you need to grasp as quickly as you can is to truly understand your strengths. What are you really good at? What do you love to do? And then let the rest of it go. Let those weaknesses fly away. You are free to say goodbye to them. Because, as I said, your faculty and student learning and work all these years has been you had to be accomplished at a lot of things. You had to be proficient at a lot of things so you could pass your courses. But now is your chance to be free. You are free to say, guess what? I'm not very good at that. Now, I'm going to give you a very simple example of this. When I was growing up, I decided I wanted to be a tennis player. And so I took classes and I tried to do this. And one day it struck me as I was sweating out on this terrible little tennis court in Liberty, Texas, that I wasn't very good at that. In fact, I sucked at it. I was horrible. So I threw down the tennis racket, walked away, and said, I am free from tennis forever. I don't have to do this. And here's the other reason this is so important. Because the rest of what I want to talk about today is what I call high performance teams. Today, we are in a different society. When I first started my career, there was usually the boss, there was the top-down, autocratic form of leadership. And everybody kind of followed along and, did what they're supposed to do, hit their goals, and came to work every day following a lead. Today, especially in my company, T3, we are working on some of the most complicated, complex, technologically driven projects you can imagine, and using artificial intelligence and virtual reality and taking the time to dig into data that is maybe 40 data sets and meshing them together in real time so that we can actually talk to our clients' consumers in a way that really means something to them and really gets results. So this is the time for you to say, wow, what am I going to do when I leave these 40 acres? I've got a degree. I know that I'm pretty good at this or that, but tomorrow, tonight, go home, take a little time when you can after the celebration, and look at that man or woman in the mirror and say, wow, these are my gifts. This is what I do well. And then you go out. You hopefully find a job or a career where you can be a part of one of these high-performing teams that I'm talking about. Now, there are some really bad teams out there, and I'm going to tell you, there are companies that have ethical problems, there are issues, and the teams don't trust each other, they are backbiting, and you never really get that diversity of thought and leadership that you have to really hit things out of the park. So what I wanted to say is that this is something that you'll always have to be aware of. Watch out for the teams that you are on. And I want to read to you, I don't really read speeches very much, but I want to read to you what I think is a high-performing team. And there's actually a lot of research to back this. High-performing teams, they work closely together long enough to get to know each other. They respect each other. They listen. Everyone's voice is heard. They are not afraid to expose their vulnerabilities, and they share dumb ideas. And there is no dumb idea, and they can ask the obvious question because they're all trying to get to the best result. They trust each other. They feel safe disagreeing with each other. They take responsibility to learn what is next in their area of expertise and in adjacent areas. They embrace diversity in all aspects of the word, life experience, and personality type. Honestly, I believe that the society of harassment, bullying, and predatory behavior would go away if we could all be parts of these high-performing, trusted teams that's got your back. Who's got your back? I always look at that. In this book I've written, Cowgirl Power, I talk about when a cowgirl went out in the arena, she knew who was going to drag her off and drag her out of that arena if she fell on her back off a bucking bronc. So you always think about who's got your back. So that's the culture that we have tried to live and breathe at T3. And it's the only way that I can thrive because I am very clear about what my weaknesses and strengths are. I am horrible at details. I mean, just horrible. I really don't know how to use a computer or computer software very well, which is a laugh because I run one of the top digital technology firms in the country. But I'm a wizard on an iPad, and I'm great at networking with people. And my team knows this, and they've got my back. So while I do those things, they take care of the things I don't do well, and we all thrive and shine. So when you interview for jobs, I want you to do something a little different for me. Yes, you'll go through the interviewing process. Yes, maybe people will be recruiting you. But take time at each of those companies that you go to, and I want you to hang out maybe in the cafe ask to be walk the halls a little bit, and you watch people when they come out of meetings. If they take time to kind of talk about the family dog or what they're going to do this weekend, that's healthy. That's good because they're learning about one another. They care about each other instead of just rushing off to the next meeting. So really observe these companies because you deserve to be on a high-performing team. You have this degree. You have worked hard, and you owe this to yourself. So I'm going to close with another Mark Twain quote because this is one that I can say after being in the business for a long time, and actually, as Jay said, or Dean Hartzell said, I've got to return to writing. I've returned to my art that I studied here and never thought I could go back to. These are learnings that I will have for the rest of my life, and I'm so excited to be able to always return to those things that I love. So here's Mark once again. 20 years from now, you will be more disappointed by the things you didn't do than the ones you did do. So throw off the bow lines, sail away from the safe harbor, catch the trade winds in your sails, explore, dream, discover, and learn. Hook 'em horns. Congratulations.
Thank you very much, Gay. It's now my honor and privilege to introduce Dean Platt. Dr. David Platt is the McCombs School's Associate Dean for the undergraduate program and a faculty member in the Department of Accounting. Dean Platt is here to present this year's degree candidates.
Well, good afternoon. I think it's safe to say this is probably the part of the afternoon you've been waiting for. And I'm pleased to announce that you can now all let go of accounting, or at least except those of you who are in MPA. So it's time to recognize individually all the members of the fall 2017 graduating class of the McCombs School of Business. Graduates, before I invite you to the stage, I'd like to take a moment to acknowledge the efforts of the faculty and staff members of the McCombs School's BBA program. They're dedicated to their work. They greeted you when you arrived at orientation. They helped you find classes. They helped you find jobs. They taught you. They tested you. And today they're attending this ceremony to honor your accomplishments as you move on in your life. So please, just for a moment, they're seated all around behind you, behind me. Join me in acknowledging them. To the parents and family members, you will notice that many students are wearing one, sometimes two, three, four, five special cords or medallions around their necks over top of their stoles. These are indicators of special accomplishment. The burnt orange cords are worn by college scholars, and the bronze medallions are worn by distinguished college scholars. These are symbols of academic achievement that reflect the grade point average earned by the students during their junior and senior years. Students wearing blue and green cords have added a global dimension to their business education by participating in a McCombs BBA study abroad program. Students wearing red and gold cords are graduates of the Business Honors Program, and students wearing bronze medallions on burnt orange ribbons are graduates of the McCombs Leadership Program. We will now call the students to the stage by major. Please note they are not required to be in alphabetical order so that they can sit with their friends. Graduates, we have provided a photographer to take a picture of you with Dean Hartzell, so there will be no need to take selfies on the stage. Now, will the degree candidates please stand when directed and proceed to the stage for recognition? Dean Hartzell will make a presentation to each of you, assisted by BBA Assistant Dean Arthur Allert. As you finish crossing the stage, I will move your tassel from right to left to symbolize your successful completion of the undergraduate studies. Then please return to your seat and remain there until everyone has been recognized and the ceremony has concluded. The ushers will assist you. We will begin by recognizing the students from accounting. Here to acknowledge these degree candidates is Dr. Lillian Mills, Professor of Accounting and holder of the O'Hara Chair in Business.
Alberto Manuel Perez. Jacqueline Munoz. Niyali Pramanik. Carter Stephen Rice. Akarindwi Emeza Ogwuzor. Imran Hassan Karaj. Nicholas Patrick Magallanes. Henry Richard Stipe. Haishu Zhang. Amanda Susanna Conway. Paula Carlos. Dong Hyung Kim. Cindy Yixing Chen. Ruth Elizabeth Tiller. Luke Andrew Schultz. Carson Alexander Harias. Mei Ling Tan. Angelisa Sierra. Manuel D. Ramos, Jr. Congratulations. Justin Blake Hutchinson. Van V. Vo. Hyung Nguyen. Nu Nguyen. Pierre Alexander Carrion. Usad Umiroli Dadani. Cindy Ariel Don. And now the Master of Professional Accounting students. Eugene Daisy Chang. Ute Seo. Charmine Sharif. Sok In Lee. Matthew Lester. Kaylin Scoville. Dylan Prep. James Woolhart. Patrick Brinkman. Zachary Christopher Cox.
Next, we will recognize students in the Business Honors Program. Professor Robert Prentice, the Smith Centennial Professor of Business Law and Faculty Director of the Business Honors Program, is here today to acknowledge these degree candidates.
Caitlin Nicole Banky. Christian Anthony Romero. Tatiana Cheetah Jessen. Sean Dunbar Sellers.
At this time, we will recognize the finance majors. Mr. William Way, Senior Lecturer and Associate Chair of Finance of the Finance Department, will acknowledge these degree candidates.
Zachary Miguel Daly. Travis Barrett Jones. Jason Chi. Catherine Elizabeth Stadler. Richard Cody Simon. Talha Quamer. Samuel James Poffenberger. Cameron Alexander Brasher. Andres Raul Morales. Vinu Tamprateep. Grant Riley Gordon. Thomas Mitchell Becker. Cody Allen Kennedy. Syed Abraham Kaiser. Erica Nicole Isette. Colin Stonewall Smitham. Maria Paula Lopez. Simran Dillon. Violet Tan. Maria Anwala. June Hua Lo. Cole Little. Abraham Munir Khan. Persia Abdullahi. Erica Ann Eister. Brian Austin Adler. Diane Marie Lusk. Sydney Nicole Owens. Gabrielle Elizabeth Jansen. Michael James Liu. Fisher Lee Sutterfield. Trang Tran. Kajal Dayal. Joshua Adam Vick. Aneri Shah. Emily Lee. Colin Trent Spears. Davis D. Moore. Tristan Wade Price. Jaehoon Yu. Aaron Allen Diener. John Bradley Gerard Hollenbeck. Heyu Zhao. Annie G. Benjamin Zeng. Gift Anuya. Andrew C. Wong. Peter Shane Litz. Nathan Russell Krogh.
We will now recognize management majors. Dr. Shefali Patil, Assistant Professor in the Department of Management, is here today to acknowledge these degree candidates.
Alexander Thurman Blackburn. Catherine Grace Yoder. Elizabeth Ann Purtis. Hillary Rose Healy. Mark Ardez Kellabian. Yao Win. Ryan Richard Meyer. Kelly DeWeese. Solomon Satyajit Mudamala. Kiara Monique Sewell.
We will now recognize the graduates in Management Information Systems. Mr. Clint Tuttle, Senior Lecturer in the Department of Information Risk and Operations Management, is here to acknowledge these degree candidates.
Valerie Quintanilla. Vivian Wang. Nikhil Sunil Lata Bolar. Trong Hammond Wen. Lucy Liu. Garda Mahmood. Chan Yul Lee. Ryan Jaw. Andrew Ryan Rogala. Ryan Francis Hess. Marcus Anthony Prado. Andrew Ling. Kajal Krishan. Mason Lloyd Scott. Connor Lee Rivera. Sujaya Darke. Karina May Henry. Sean Ya. Faizan A.F. Jindani. Moying Lee. Kevin Shane Wallace. Shanil Merchant. Michael. Sarah Elizabeth Kay. Audrey Ann Yates. Joshua Valdez. Joanna Kate Meyer. Unam Kashif Moon. Haley Ray Hennessy. Noreen Nuruddin Rojani.
We will now recognize the graduates in Science and Technology Management and Supply Chain Management. These students will be recognized by Dr. Douglas Morris, the Sublette Centennial Professor in Business and the Program Director of the Supply Chain Management of Excellence.
Corey Michael Feinberg. Travis Wayne Tajorchek. Stephen Kyle Clausen. Michael Howard Abbs. Veer Sanjay Mehta. Jeannie Sa. Francis Wang. Amy Dang. Karina V. Carson Joseph Deschamps. Michael Scott Fleck. Mitchell, sorry. Jacob Charles Seif. Evan Kim. Rohan Moharir. Alan James Kovar. Stephanie Ann Dawson Salinas. Daniela Trevino.
We conclude by recognizing graduates in international business and marketing. Dr. Raji Srinivasan, the Barshop Centennial Professor in Marketing Management, is here today to acknowledge these degree candidates.
Chandler Erin Colbeck. Sophia Isabella Mitre. Erica Charlotte Wheatley. Heather Ann Harrington. Haley Jean Eubanks. Meshi Levy. Bailey Nicole Posey. Daniela Ricardo. Sylvia Yang. Okay. Jason Paul Jung. Joshua Christian Pike. Scott Liao Monroe, Jr. Alexandra Janelle Navarez. Mary Elizabeth Urban. Lillian Bono Scroggin. Kimberly Gonzalez. Emily Rihanna Steele. Alex Megan Ty. Evan Nicole Williams. Mary Elizabeth Barbari. Tristan Lee Path. Got it. Christian Nicholas Bergen. I got it. Lucia Hua. Maria Pia Rodriguez. Haley Glenn Schuster. Charles Ray Bennett III.
All right, so my notes say after applause dies down, so I think we missed something. How about a round of applause for our graduates? Thank you, that feels better. So now, let's join together and recognize those who have supported all these graduates through the years. Will the family and friends of all of our graduates please stand to be recognized by all of us? Thank you. For our graduates, today marks the first day of the rest of your life as a Texas Ex. You are now part of one of the largest and most powerful alumni networks in the world. Your university needs you to stay connected, stay informed, and always care about the value of the degree you just earned, and continue to help us pursue excellence at the University of Texas. Here to tell you about our alumni network is Ms. Brandy N. Kleinman. Brandy graduated with the class of 2000 with a degree in finance. In 2005, she earned an MS degree in accounting and information management from the University of Texas at Dallas. She's a certified public accountant in the state of Texas and is certified in financial forensics. Brandy is currently a vice president at Veritas Advisory Group, Inc. She provides financial and economic damage evaluations of complex commercial disputes. She's prepared and evaluated hundreds of claims for damages across a wide variety of industries. Brandy has 16 years of experience in conducting forensic investigations and quantifying damages in commercial litigation. Brandy is a model of what we hope you will become in a way that she gives back to the university and the school. She now serves as chair of the BBA Advisory Board. She's also a chapter advisory board member for the Texas Exes and a past president of the Texas Exes Dallas chapter. Please join me in welcoming Ms. Brandy N. Kleinman.
Thank you, Dean Hartzell. That was a very humbling introduction. Good afternoon and congratulations, class of 2017 graduates. I know that you're anxious to celebrate with your friends and family, so my remarks are going to be very brief. But on behalf of the Texas McCombs Alumni Network, it is with great excitement that I formally welcome you to the most prestigious and passionate alumni network in the world. I am honored and, oh yeah, that's great. I am honored and humbled to have the opportunity to be here. When I was sitting where you are today, relishing in the feelings of pride, excitement, and relief, I never could have dreamed I would be standing here in front of you. Since graduating from the 40 acres, I am here as a direct result of the Texas McCombs Alumni Network. Since graduating from the 40 acres, this network has been the source of my closest friendships, valued clients, mentorship opportunities, and countless other meaningful and life-changing interactions. It was a member of this network that invited me to serve on this board. This network has changed my life, and it can change your life too. And in changing one life at a time, we are fulfilling our responsibility to take what starts here and change the world. The best news is that you don't have to change the world alone. You now have a powerful and elite network to leverage. There are over 96,000 McCombs alumni and over 500,000 UT alumni across the globe. Your alumni network includes former First Ladies, Nobel laureates, CEOs, astronauts, Academy Award winners, and now you. Regardless of where your path may lead, I can assure you, you will find other UT alumni who are happy to join and support you on your way. In order for you to fully experience the benefits of your powerful and prestigious network, you must actively participate. As part of your graduation packet, you received a list of the top 10 ways to connect with the Texas McCombs Alumni Network. I hope you will check that out, stay connected, and attend events in your city. The time, talent, and treasure that you commit to the Texas McCombs Alumni Network in the future is an investment. It will likely be the best investment you will ever make because it is virtually risk-free and the returns will be priceless. I came across some interesting and funny graduation advice that I wanted to close with today. Follow your passion, stay true to yourself, and never follow someone else's path. Unless you're in the woods and you're lost and you see a path. Then, by all means, you should follow that path. At McCombs, you've been given the tools to make your own path. But if and when you get lost in the woods, your network will be here to guide you back. Congratulations, and hook 'em horns.
Thanks a lot, Brandy. Now, we will close our ceremony in the traditional way. It's traditional that we all join together in singing with the new graduates, The Eyes of Texas. The Texas Songhorns a cappella group will lead us. Please stand and join the Songhorns in singing The Eyes of Texas.
The eyes of Texas are upon you all the livelong day. The eyes of Texas are upon you, you cannot get away. Do not think you can escape them, at night or early in the morn. The eyes of Texas are upon you, till Gabriel blows his horn.
Congratulations, class of 2017.
All right, let's go.